G'day everyone, I'm Dave. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me yet again. Okay, today, interesting because yesterday, Mr. Musk and the team at XAI released Grok-4. And as I said, it's mind-blowing. And I thought to myself, I'm sure I remember saying this about a year ago on my thailand.com.ai channel. So I want to go back and just revisit some of the ideas I had a year ago. It's literally a year ago to the day. So that will be interesting. Then I've also want to show off about some new SEO stuff that I've been talking about for ages that everyone's just finally catching up on. It was pretty obvious that the AI is searching for the truth and you need to get your conversation out there about your brand. So we'll have a look at that. And then the exciting news is definitely stick around at the end because I will show you the latest iteration of my we'll try Sullivan Sally and Chiang Maya. Okay, we'll use those two as an example of the journey that I've been going on by creating the own the conversation part of different types of domains, that including towns and cities. But anyway, okay, well, I stumbled across, I wouldn't stumble across, actually a bit of a blast from the past, this time last year. We'll go down here and have a look. This is a video from literally a year ago. So let's have a look at what I was talking about. I look younger. I got a different shirt on. A lot of people comment on the shirt. Red one. G'day and welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is well. It's been a little while since I've produced a video, but this week we are looking at a couple of things. We'll catch up with some news on AI. There's actually been a very big dearth of AI news in Thailand, actually. Not much happening at all. Been very quiet over the last week or so. But there's lots of interesting AI stuff happening. Backdating a little bit, obviously the Apple launch was very big, where they basically are introducing voice and video are two very big cutting edge ways that AI will progress quite quickly. So today I'd like to talk about a couple of those. Now, rather than me just regurgitating what other people that know what they're talking about, a bit like the good old university days where you needed to make references to your sources, now you can actually use video. I think it's great. If someone's actually talking about something they know about, you're trying to present an argument. I'm actually not trying to present an argument, I'm just basically trying to present what AI is doing, in my opinion. I can see where things are actually going, and it's backed up by my argument of other people, I think. So yeah, it's a bit like the modern day university scholar can reference video. Video is certainly going to be huge, and it is interesting some of the things that people are saying today. So anyway, I'll put them on and we'll have a look. But there's a couple of key points when it comes to large language models, and we now know that NVIDIA, for example, are tussling to be, the most valuable company, the second most valuable, the third most valuable. But either way, the power of compute, the power of chips, the power of CPUs, GPUs to run these large language models, the transform platforms that they use, they are basically got to the point where they know that scaling will produce more and more data. But the science now is actually looking at the training of the large language model, of basically as much data that they can get, becomes the general training, and then we drill down to more specific training, like more purpose-built training for agents. Or we might have an LLM that's a specialist in medical, an LLM that's a specialist in mechanics on Mercedes-Benz models, number E17 to E18, whatever. So we'll drill down and we'll make sure the accuracy of these models is right. So that's the... Okay, so the reason that I showed you that is, again, in 1 year, it is just mind-blowing. And what prompted me to actually do that, which is the word of the month, prompt, was the fact that Elon Musk and XAI team released Grok-4, which we'll have a look at now. Now, just briefly there about NVIDIA, right? So everybody knows that the way to get more powerful and get to supercomputers and get to super intelligence is more compute, right? So when last year the whole NVIDIA, the shares dived because of DeepSeek, China can do it for less and all this sort of stuff, people really don't understand how AI works, right? It's all about intelligence and buying intelligence and building intelligence. That's what I've been talking about in my videos. So let's start at the very top. Richest man in the world. He just bought a whole stack of intelligence. Speaking about NVIDIA, I can't say it any better than we got to love the way the Americans love money. So let's have a quick look at this and see what this man's got to say.
Call me at 1-800-743-CMC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. NVIDIA. Own it, don't trade it.